Geeked Out right here on DevTown Radio.
Yeah!
I'm your man JQ. This is Free.
Woo!
This is Chandler.
Yo!
I was waiting for the yo.
Like nobody yelled, so we're like, okay, yo!
And this is a little late, but hey, we're here. So it's 2:10 right now. So let's just talk really fast. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm done.
Okay, so what did they have?
My day's busy getting ready for Great American Comic Con.
Yeah,
Great
it
American
is.
Comic Con happening not this weekend, the following weekend, 17th and 18th of November at the Las Vegas Convention Center South Hall, and it's gonna be awesome.
Epic.
Did you get that from the Miz?
Awesome.
So, okay, so a little thing.
I'll whip his butt in the ring anytime.
Oh, you
You're
hear
gonna
that,
be
Miz?
the fat old oaf.
Oh.
You hear that, Miz?
Yeah, Miz, bring it, baby.
It's
You bring
amazing
it.
how many...
You bring the mouth, and I'll show you the action.
It's amazing how many, like, still professional wrestler fans are out there. Like, everywhere I go, everybody's a professional wrestler fan, but we just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
We know a few people that are connected to, like, the local wrestling community, so we can get like Sam, we can get like all these other guys to come in and actually do some work. So
Oh, that would be awesome.
Shout
out to my guy DJ Z. There.
Say this: if they're gonna sit there and they're gonna claim they're a wrestler, they better show me real wrestling moves. None of this acting stuff. I want to see the real stuff, and I know what the real stuff is.
Kurt
It's
Angle?
been there. So,
You know, to be honest, I don't want to see that. If I want to see that, I'll watch the Olympics.
well, there you go.
You know what I mean? I don't want to see Greco-Roman. I want to see people flying off the top rope.
Yeah,
I want to see
Angle.
pedigrees.
You got Brock Lesnar. Those are
Right.
two
Like high-end
high-end
Kurt,
wrestlers
Kurt Angle, he won the gold with a broken neck.
with a broken freaking neck.
Oh, it's true.
He said
Yeah.
Goldberg. I'm
Oh.
like, what?
Oh, Goldberg just rips your head off.
No.
Anyway,
Well,
Anyway.
just so you know, we are going to have a little touch of wrestling at the show.
That's cool.
yeah, 'cause
Victoria's coming.
oh, shut up,
No way.
shut up.
Wait.
Oh, I see. So you don't tell us, but that's why.
What
That's
am
cool.
I doing? This announcement, right?
No.
Ming
Ming
from,
from
Comic Book Men. He's going to be there.
From the now defunct comic book men. Sorry.
What's that?
The now defunct comic book men on AMC. Just have to throw that out there. Shout out to our folks on YouTube Live, by the way.
Oh, man.
He's coming to the competition, guys.
Yeah, what can I say? It's you know, what am I doing? What do I get to do? What do I get to do? Oh, I'm going to put together the floor.
You know, if I have to follow Victoria around all day, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can do that.
I don't need a booth. I'll just be her.
Let me guess. You want to help keep her costume on, right?
Yes.
So you're going to, okay.
Or off.
The last Great American Comic Con we had Rikishi out there.
Yes, and needless to say, and I say this with true pun intended, he really was a handful.
Wow.
You know, it was actually kind of cool because when he was there,
Yeah.
and he really liked it. Like Rikishi was all into it. Like, yeah, man, let's make a comic book out of this and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, of course, everything gets lost in the freight, but you know, it was actually kind of cool to see that reaction from him.
So next time you bring him out, if you can bring him out next time, I'll do something else for him. Whatever that may be. I'll take a
Okay.
Different promos that you're putting out for Great American Comic Con on November 17th and 18th over at the Las Vegas Convention Center, South Hall. We got
And tickets are still available. Go to
Yes.
gacclv.com. You can also, if you go on the internet and you simply do a search for Great American Comic Convention, you will see several discount ticketed sites that will have tickets on. Like I said, it's getting exciting, and I'm going crazy.
Right? Like, I mean, like, I'm actually very excited to have Wendy and Richard Penny, the creators of ElfQuest, come out.
Well,
they rarely
that's right. I do need to say though that someone's going to have to be the
already just
Yeah.
said
Okay.
It's funny, bro.
I think we just found out who our MC of the ElfQuest panel is going to be.
So it's funny. So for you guys that don't know, Chandler hits us up on the group text and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna need an MC for this ElfQuest panel. Q, free? Do you guys want to do it?" I'm like, "Man, this is free. This is free."
Japan. Creators of ElfQuest, they rarely, I mean, they do West Coast like events, but very rarely. And this is going to be the last stop on their tour for the year.
40th anniversary.
Yeah, so it's going to be really cool. Wendy and Richard Penny are going to be there. Tony Isabella, Tom DeFalco, all these other great creators throughout the years. So
Quincy Victoria.
Like, honestly, this is probably one of the times that I'm actually looking through my boxes, looking for things to get signed.
Yeah.
Because normally I just go to a convention, I'll just do my own thing and just, try and sell stuff so that way I can have gas to come back home. But this one, I'm actually like looking through my boxes, like, okay, I gotta get this signed, I wanna get this signed.
And you say that, and it's funny because I'm actually getting more people who are selling books and stuff signing up this year, and I should say I know, but I'll say I think the main reason for that is because you look at that guest list, and the guys that we have coming, they were the workhorses of the 70s, 80s, and 90s of comics. 10 years, you're going to have stuff in there that at least a couple of these guys have worked on, if not more.
Yeah, like, okay, so I'm looking at the lineup over here, like Greg Leonardi, one of Victor Moya's favorite guys, because he designed the Spider-Man 2099 suit. So he did that. You got Noah Brackman from basically you gotta thank him for putting that together.
Yep.
Alan Bellman, we did an interview with him.
Captain America, baby.
Right, Captain America from Timely Comics. Timely Comic Confidential, I mean everything. Dude, this is the show.
And speaking of the devil, he must be listening to the show because he's calling right now.
There you go. So yeah, this is, I mean, we got Jay Lee, one of Las Vegas.
There's a lot of people on there.
Mm-hmm.
Besides Richard and Wendy Penny, who else are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Ron Wilson again. I did a show with him at Denver, in Denver, and I was sitting next to him. So he was a great conversation. Let me see. I don't know, man. There's so many people that I really.
I mean, you're naming off people that you've had relationships with, which is great. But I'm talking about what artist on here or what talent on here brings the fan in you to say, hey, dude, I want to see this guy because I've never met him before, but I love his art.
Okay, so I never met him, but we were literally 2 tables away in Hawaii. Randy Everlin.
What the heck?
I don't know how that happened. Anyway, so Randy, if you don't know who Randy is, he worked with Mark Bagley on creating the series, and he was one of the inkers and creative artists when they created Carnage.
Oh,
yeah, Carnage, Venom, and And
I would say if be at the show, you're talking about DeFalco and Randy.
Yeah, Tom DeFalco. So, he was the editor-in-chief at one time at Marvel. Yeah. And so there's so many. I mean, we're talking 1,000+ years of experience in the industry that's going to be at this show. So, and we're going to be there. So,
if you're a Superman fan, there's several guys. I mean, Elliot mentioned his expert in Superman that's going to be there. But yeah, it's there. Like I said, just the guest list that we have, I think, has definitely some nice diversity to it. And we do have some new guys that are coming in. When I say new guys in the sense that they're working on books now, and then history represented at this show. So there's going to be someone that you can talk to that will have that will be able to talk to you about whatever your favorite era of books is, whether it's 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000.
Yeah,
we got it covered.
Well, I'm looking forward to Rick Leonardi and Jay Lee.
That known Tommy Castillo, he passed away, but his artwork still lives on, and his wife is actually taking on where she's bringing his artwork to the public still.
That's amazing.
So you want to definitely stop by that.
And the thing is, she's putting her own touch on it because she is an artist herself, and she actually I was talking to her about this when she and Tommy were together. Yeah. And so, they were, obviously Tommy was the key element to that in the sense of what the material was, but she has now taken a lot of stuff that he did that he had not finished. Stuff that he had started working on, he had not finished, and she's taken it and put her own touch on it and everything. And I'm going to be excited to see some of that.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be great seeing Sammy come out and hanging out with us. She was with us in 2015. And, you know, Tommy, we miss you, man. And just, it's, like I said, it's just one of the many people. And Alex, I mean, he reminded me that he's still working on the Spider-Man news strip.
Oh, wow.
Still working on the Spider-Man news strip. He's been on the news strip for years and years and years. And you know, he was saying, yeah, if you pick up the comic news that you'll find in stores and stuff, anything Spider-Man for the most part, yeah. So he's kind of like a definitive Spider-Man artist that's going to be there. Then you have someone like Jose Delbo, who, you know, he started with he was known for doing like Wonder Woman in the 60s, moving into Transformers in the 70s, what was it, the mid to late 70s?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
So, guys,
yeah, you know me. I can
jump on the website and check it out.
I'll go on forever. I'll shut up now.
With that being said, it's been a while, guys. We're going to bring this back.
Yeah. I've been waiting for this.
The top 3 topics of the day. There it is, folks. We're back. Top 3 topics of the day. Our first topic of the day is Marvel collaborations that you thought were weird, funny, or interesting. For example, Marvel and Stussy, or Marvel and Audi, or Marvel and something like that. So, that being said, let's start that off. 10 minutes on the clock. Who wants to take this one?
No, I'll take the first one.
Okay.
Guitar. They had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then I also saw a guitar that had Thor on it. And I'm thinking, when did Marvel get into the rock business? You know what I mean? But yeah, they have like X-Men guitars, they got Thor, they got Iron Man guitar. I mean, of course, they have to have the Iron Man guitar, right? And so all their high-end properties are on guitars, an actual, like, you know, X-Men guitar on stage. But I'd love to.
Yeah.
And I think it's like it's kind of a cool, but also kind of a weird thing, where it's like you never thought, you know, Metallica or whatever, or Anthrax would have X-Men guitars, but you know what? The guy from Anthrax, the dude with the like the guitarist or whatever, he actually does have like I'm actually using these X-Men guitars, the Iron Man guitar, the Thor guitars.
I never knew about that.
Yeah.
I never saw that guitar in the store.
Thank you for joining the conversation, Shannon.
Well, no. First off, we sold the Thor guitar.
Yeah. See. So I remember seeing it.
There happens to be a particular. Yes, it was. So, and we still have the Ninja Turtle guitar in there, which has a sketch on it and is signed by Kevin Eastman. So
that's awesome,
right? That's so cool. I mean, to me, that's one of the coolest like little mashups that you can have, like comics and music. So that's my choice.
Cool. Well, so it's the Marvel Stussy skateboard brand T-shirt. And I think I thought it was really cool.
The Marvel what?
Stussy. You know skateboarding? Stussy?
Oh. Sorry, that's outside of my sphere. My world.
Well, Stussy is like a
unfortunately, when I was riding the skateboard, all I did was
ride a skateboard, surf.
Oh yeah.
I jump on a skateboard, and all I know is the skateboard ends up going up in the air, and I end up going down to the ground.
And then to the hospital.
Yeah,
exactly.
So Marvel actually teamed up with a Japanese streetwear brand called Bathing Ape. Bathing.
Oh, Bathing.
Short. They call it Bake for short.
Gotcha.
And what they did was they took Spider-Man and whatnot. But the cool thing about it was when they sold these shoes, they put it in instead of a shoebox, they put it in what looked like, you know, when you get action figures and they hang it up on the shelves, like it's a cardboard with the
the blister packs.
Blister packs, yes. So they put it in a mock blister pack.
That's cool. That's
and
great marketing, great branding. So.
But then like that is the first time I've seen Nike do a collaboration with Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had a pair of shoes or
Converse. I think Converse is the one that did it with DC. When they had the Batman, the Joker, the Harlequin, and all that stuff. So.
Actually, you know, no, I'm thinking of Vans. Vans has
Vans
has Marvel street brands. That's huge. Like they you know, they made like what would normally probably be corny looking look into like
cool and fashion forward.
Yes, exactly.
See, well, especially nowadays with the Captain America on your shoes is actually kind of cool now.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, like, dude, what are you doing? You look like a 7-year-old kid. What are you doing? But now it's like, oh, dude, where'd you get that? Well, for $500 you can get it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. You know, so.
So like Marvel, I think like what I mentioned before, Marvel and Audi, when was it Civil War came out?
Which is the one that was it Audi or was it Bugatti? No, it can't be Bugatti. I don't know. The one that Tony Stark uses.
Oh, that's an Audi.
That's
Audi
an Audi.
R8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably the reason. They also did Acura.
Oh, that's right. There are a lot of
Ford
have a lot of Acuras in there. So
Ask you guys a question. When do you recall this, I'm going to call it co-branding, first happening?
Oh, let me see.
so
Duncan Yo-Yo and Marvel Comics, maybe?
yeah, that's
I'm sorry, what was that?
Duncan Yo-Yo?
you know the
I remember the Marvel and AIM toothpaste campaign.
oh my God, AIM toothpaste.
AIM.
Yeah, and as a
That's
matter
a
of
dollar
fact,
store brand
there
now.
was even a comic book that was made to go with the AIM toothpaste.
Wow.
Wow.
And it says right here, it was Amazing Spider-Man. It was free with the purchase of $8.80. So, you know, but I mean, what you guys are talking about is just basically licensing
Mhm.
in that sense. Whereas in this case, you actually saw AIM advertising Marvel and Marvel advertising AIM.
In an
So-
actual comic book.
Yeah, yeah.
That's oh, true believers. The Hobgoblin is coming for Spider-Man again, and without AIM to have a fresh breath, he can never defeat him. So let's get to it. Excelsior. I mean,
Well, here's an example, and this, see, again, this would be licensing here, but
Mhm.
here you have
Colgate.
Colgate with
Yeah.
Spider-Man on the Colgate bottle.
I mean, I hate this dental floss.
Oh,
Or you'll find, you know, Captain America, you know, toothbrush, you know, something like that.
Well, here again, you have
See,
Spider-Man, and it's another AIM product, but it's a Spider-Man toothbrush head cover.
See, that looks okay. So that looks current,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
which means that I don't know how big the contract
that
is,
AIM.
but yeah, I mean it's just crazy.
yeah. Here's the sweepstakes AIM, the Spider-Man birthday sweepstakes.
Sweeps.
It's like start your day off with a case of Wolverine top ramen.
Wolverine top.
I mean, yeah, you can't put it past it. I mean,
Captain America can't beat the Red Skull without his brand new shoe polish from
Kiwi shoe polish.
the only brand that Captain America uses.
Found at all CVS and comic book stores nationwide.
And brought to you by who?
Oh my God! So yeah, yeah.
Okay, next subject.
I'm just saying that it's
Oh, we did that with a minute and a half to spare.
Yeah,
Right?
We're getting better in our old age.
Well, I think it's because there's not a lot to talk about on the subject. So, anyways, next subject is you think should be brought back, like for example, big shoulder pads, lots of pouches, ponytails. So I don't know. I think you know what I've noticed nowadays that a lot of characters don't use like the full on mask anymore. You ever notice that? It's always
Like to draw a character, a lot of the facial expressions they have to be seen.
Yeah.
In order for like the angry face, the sad face, the shocked face.
with the exception of Deadpool.
Except Deadpool has it all in the eyes. But other than that, if you just have a full on just face mask, you can't see like the or whatever.
Like full on wall.
So you bring back the Spawn and that
Yeah.
kind of look.
Yeah.
Alright.
Like you said, like it's in the eyes. Like if a creator can make emote with the eyes, then they're
There you go.
they got it. So I'll bring that back. I would bring back. I would love to see somebody tackle.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's funny. Rob Liefeld, everybody talks about his pouches and pouches and pouches, but even he said, if you look at like the people that go into these Ford areas, they're wearing pouches all over the place. You know, one of them has their extra clips, the other one has, you know, their medical gear, all that kind of stuff, and they all have to bring it on. It's like 60 pounds. When I draw it, all of a sudden people are like, yeah, like, oh, you have pouches. But I think it's because every pouch is supposed to look different.
Yeah.
And not just be a row of pouches that look the same, and then a row of pouches on your thigh, and then on your other thigh.
Because obviously one's a
on right?
In other words, each pouch has a purpose.
Yes, in tactical gear. But the way he used to draw, I got my
powder in my face.
I got my quarters in one pouch, and the rest is my change in the other. Because everybody separates their quarters. Let's be honest.
This is my chapstick.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to picture Black Widow, which you know she has those wristbands, right? And I could just see her pop your ass.
Like I guess you know because she has those what do you call it, like taser thingies that come flying out. So I get like a few like on top of here, but why does she need like all the rest of the lipsticks on the bottom? The capacitors, the flex capacitors. But yeah, so
there's an iPhone charger. There's
an iPhone charger, like for one iPhone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing pouches and like tactical gear. A lot of the like you said, a lot of the superheroes now are very gritty and more realistic. So they'll actually look like Punisher instead of Spider-Man. You know, arms coming out of this guy, and then his huge ass normal arm coming out of this side, and his one eye is metal and cybernetic, and the other eye is normal, and all that stuff. I used to like all the gear that they used to do. So I say bring back the gear. Cool, bring them all back.
Chandler.
Capes.
Capes?
Oh!
No capes, stop it.
You know, but there's so much you can do with a cape in the sense of, you know, especially with technology, okay? So the cape happens to be bullet resistant or happens to be this or that, you know. And yes, you can install what in the inside of capes? Pouches.
Right.
But, you know, but capes from an artistic viewpoint gives you series and looks to what's going on the page by the way the cape moves.
Yeah, and if it's like, say, a bulletproof or bullet-resistant cape, you can cover your, somewhat victims.
Actually, Supergirl.
So,
She can use her cape.
So Supergirl does it. See, the thing is, we need to get Jeremy a microphone because every time he says something, nobody else hears him but us.
I know.
So that's why.
What we have to do is we're going to put a table over there, and then we have the microphone.
You could be our Robin.
No, you know what we can do?
We basically have, you know, we have our special commentator. Yeah,
Right.
it's kind of like basically it's like you look at these guys that like Jimmy, like over on the side of the stage.
So what he's saying is that you're Guillermo.
What?
You gotta
Guillermo from Jimmy Kimmel?
Well, I just used that's because that name came to mind, and I'll tell you why it came to mind is I was watching, I saw something on Facebook, and Mike Myers did a spoof, and it was hilarious. It was utterly hilarious, and so that's why just Jimmy Kimmel came to mind on that.
You know what we're gonna do for Jeremy? We're just gonna get the area mic over here.
Yeah,
like just hang it over him and like let it go.
Because like what Conan does or whatever, he'll talk to the guy on the other side of the camera, and he has his boom mic, and he's doing this behind the podium with all that.
But here's the one thing about Jeremy though. Even if we put a microphone on him, someone needs to turn the volume up on him.
No, the funny. Okay, see, this is the most you talk about Jeremy.
I know.
But I'm talking like Jeremy.
No, see, the thing is though,
and everyone will be overpowering me.
Right. Blah 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 blah.
Don't be shy.
Anyway, he's like, come on, people, let's keep this going.
No, we still got 3 minutes left, so we can talk about.
But you know what? I like the cape idea.
Yeah.
Right, tactical gear with a cape.
Well, what's yours?
I already said mine. The masks.
The mask.
Oh, okay.
So, dude, we gotta design a guy with a full
okay,
mask.
so mask with
And Dr. Fate. Well, Dr. Fate doesn't have the tactical stuff. Yeah, but kind of like Boba Fett, because he's got the full mask that nobody's ever seen his face.
He's got a short cape.
He's got that short little cape on that side, right? Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's in a cape.
Yeah, but what purpose does it serve? I mean,
Dude,
come
it looks
on.
cool, that's what it is.
Have a freaking cape,
Have
man.
a cape, have something that goes up.
Like a McFarlane, like a McFarlane.
We bring bring capes back. Like
There you
everybody
go.
looks like Dracula and
There you go.
the Ripper.
Dracula.
Jack the Ripper. Everybody dressed like Jack the Ripper. That's all I'm saying. So
Wait, how do we know that Jack the Ripper wore a cape though?
I don't know.
It's with the time, Victorian times.
Right? It's Victorian.
Victorian times.
They all wear capes and
Oh, wrong text message.
dude. No, seriously. Before we get into that,
Yeah.
you design the mask. I'll do the tactical gear and put a cape on it.
There you
Then
go.
we'll do- It's
Do
gonna
it.
be Geeked Out Geek or something.
I know.
We'll figure something out.
All right, last topic. Are we in for another Image Comics style revolution? Ooh. It's weird because I think I think the industry's already learned about.
Well, my question to you is, okay, so you talk about an image style, what was
Revolution.
Revolution. Are you referring to how you have these creators who are working for the two you're making
Could be.
reference to?
Could be.
I mean, because you look at a lot of guys that are out there, and there's, I mean, first off, self-publishing today is a totally different animal versus what it was, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And
Even when Image started.
and so I mean, with yeah. So it's as far as publishing, it's a whole different animal today. But I see, I'll give you an example. There are some guys that are over with a company called Sleeping Giant, which is on the East Coast, and they ended up starting a new brand. And you have what's that?
Bart Sears.
Bart Sears,
Yeah.
Ron Mars, and hold on, I'll tell you who it is in 1 second here. Brain fart.
Oh,
Hold your breath.
Here's my
Andy Smith.
There you
Okay,
go.
Ron Mars, Bart Sears, and Andy Smith, a gentleman who owns the company Sleeping Giant. And what they did was they started their own publishing company, their own, brand, and they actually have expanded upon that. That they announced another company at New York Comic Con, but that's just one example. I know that company that he's now working with as far as publishing their stuff. So I what it comes down to is I can't see how it's not going to happen, that you're going to have all of these people who are going to have their own ideas. And, it's like I said, today is so much easier to, or otherwise. I mean, there are companies now that offer printing services that you can get your own books printed up, and it's a much different animal than what it was 25 years ago.
So, wow, sorry. Came to be, right? I mean, people jumping ship because their creations aren't owned by them, they're owned by Marvel. Did Marvel do anything after the fact to kind of say, okay, well, we need to prevent this from happening again? Should we give creators their ownership of their their characters, or
after that? But as an example, what Marvel did was they started creating other brands within the Marvel umbrella that way they were able to work with creators. An example of that would be the Icon brand, which was Marvel, and you had people, that's where the character Kick-Ass ended up going. There's a bunch of others that have fallen in that same category where they're a creator-owned product, and yet they were not about to sit there and put it under the normal Marvel brand because of the legalities of doing that for that. And I think DC did the same thing basically with like their Vertigo brand and stuff like that. So it ultimately did happen where they did address things so that they could better accommodate the desires of a lot of these creators who wanted to get their own creator-owned stuff out, or Marvel and DC.
yeah,
You have all these other companies out there that ended up starting their own brand, and they're a much smaller company. They obviously don't have the volume that Marvel or DC does, but they're places that creators are looking at, or whether it's IDW or any other brands like that.
Well, I know that Marvel, like one of the reasons why the Image Boys exited Marvel is because of not just the creativity, like the creator-owned stuff, but they weren't getting, like for example, the Gambit creation. So what Marvel did, they said, okay, if you're going to be working for Marvel, everything you do, if you're under contract, Marvel owns. So if you create a Gambit, then Marvel owns Gambit. But what they did in the contracts after the whole exodus was they said, okay, we still own this property, but now you're going to get residuals from this Superman. Like, DC was like, no, we own Superman, you don't get nothing. And that's when the industry had to change, because they said that's not fair to the creators, so you got to give them something. And so that's when they started the whole retirement plan and all that stuff. And so what Marvel did after Todd McFarlane literally told them, we're all leaving, and if you don't want the next 7 good guys to leave, but in private they're like, yeah, we need to change something, because we can't lose the Kuber brothers, we can't lose all these other guys. So if they create something for Marvel, we still own it, but we'll send them an extra check every time we use this character. You know what I mean? And so it changed the industry just a little bit, where at least Marvel and DC are recognizing the creators' input a certain amount of percent anytime you use that character. So I mean that whole revolution thing, it's a blessing. I think now there's a lot of guys that I know that still want to work for Marvel and DC. I want to work for Marvel. I want to work for DC for a couple of years. You know what I mean? Why not? I love X-Men. I would love to draw X-Men. I love to draw Spider-Man.
It's Marvel you were just talking about.
Yeah.
You said DC.
Oh, okay. So I love to work for DC or Marvel. But as an independent, you can still do your own thing, and hopefully, you'll make enough money to support your life. But at the same time, I think the industry has changed so much since. It's a better situation now than it used to be. So that revolution, maybe some people are going back. Some guys that have worked in the industry for a long time, I'm not going to name any names, but have worked for Marvel and DC on their high-powered books, still to this day are like, I'd rather not work for them, but I got a house to pay for.
That same situation. Worked for one of the major publishers. Now has went over to the other major publisher, but when he did that, he made sure the only thing that's in the contract that says what he can't do is he can create his own.
Yeah.
If it's for if he ends up dealing with one of the independents, that's not necessarily a problem.
Yeah.
It just he can't do it for the other big company.
Yeah.
Not everyone obviously is going to get that opportunity, and that comes with seniority and time in the industry for doing it, because let's face it, you have that name to be associated with your company as you're one of the big boys.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't have to really worry about that. You don't have to worry about them working, that individual or that name working on a project, as long as they don't go to work for that competitor.
Yeah. I mean, back on the subject of will we see another revolution like this? Sooner or later we will, but it took 7 years in the comic industry for it to be bad enough where somebody had to, like the big guys had to do what they did.
But what would it be to cause that revolution? Because like these creators' options, they're getting paid, so the need to go out and do something else.
There's no need for necessity.
Yeah. Or if they wanted to, there's so many different opportunities out there. So it's like
I don't know if you would see that happening again, and I think the biggest reason is this. You really, while you have the internet is not what it is today. So You have all these creative people that are scattered all throughout the world, whether they're in Europe, whether they're in the Philippines, whether they're in China. It doesn't make any difference. Today, there are no limitless pot of talent to draw from.
Oh, yeah.
So if what you're talking about were to happen again and they end up having, you know, 3 of their top writers and 4 of their top artists leave, oh well, they've got all these other guys that they're going to be able to just plug right in, losing the popularity of those writers or those artists. But the fact is that people are going to forget about it after 1 or 2 issues, and they're going to be right back on anyway. Because we're going to be giving them the same stuff anyway. We still have the editors. We still have the editors that are going to be driving the stories.
Right.
It's a journey effect.
I mean, let's be right. Exactly, slipping that up. Industry that people automatically recognize their names are still Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, Mark Silvestri, Will Spatascia, like those guys. And they were the ones that started in 1992, right? 1992 is when they broke off from Marvel. So nowadays you have a very, very huge.
Chris Claremont.
I was about to say before we go on. But you have this worldwide pool of so many talented guys that honestly, if you ask me who's drawing X-Men Gold right now, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Who's drawing Batman and Robin? I couldn't tell you. Who's drawing blah blah blah. There's guys like Tyler Kirkman. There's a very few that I still know because of the talent pool being so vast. Back then, there was Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, Todd McFarlane doing 1 million sold books a month. Now you don't have that 1 million sold books. You have 100,000 if you're lucky. And even that guy, like Tony Daniels and all that, you know their name because they've been there for full. Where it's like there's no superstars anymore.
Yeah.
So
everybody's just good.
Yeah. So you can't, right? Everybody's just like top level. So you're not gonna get the image revolution. I think it's gonna be a different kind of revolution.
I think it just won't be at the same scale as when
there's no
way.
There's no way.
It'll never.
That era's gone. So.
Well, you never know.
Well,
you never know.
I won't say there's no way because the fact is that there's always a way to break that record. But I understand what you're saying that you when you look at who was involved with certain books, where you would have a particular creator who's going to drive that much in sales. I think part of it also is that you look at, there's so much more product out there that people are looking at and buying and stuff like that. And
well, look at it this way: Action Comics last year, that's nowhere near 8 million. X-Men #1.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if we're ever going to see that record ever broken because of the era and time that it was. And especially with Jim Lee and Chris Claremont.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like my personal super team right there.
Yeah.
And so back then it was $1.25 to get X-Men #1. For the 4 fold out cover, it was $3.25. You know what I mean? Now just a standard 20-page book or a 22-page book is $3.99. So and that's the standard.
So, the special editions are like $5.99,
right?
$7.90.
See that kind of revolution again. And if it does happen, it's going to be a totally different kind of revolution. It's going to be a technological revolution.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be an apocalyptic where everything's shut down except for paper product. Like the internet goes down, so now the newspapers have, that's the only way we can think of it. But we'll see.
Cool. With that being said, the Great American Comic Con, November 17th and 18th at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Be there. I'll be square. That is it for our show, folks.
GACCLV.com. That's where you can get tickets.
GACCLV.com.
And is the Groupon still going?
What's that?
Is the Groupon still going?
Yes, it is.
There you go. So, guys, pick it up on Groupon too. JQ, this is free. This is Chandler.
Chris Claremont.
Chris Claremont. We are out. Peace.